148. If you lose your stake. Thank you very much, Betfair. I'll confirm that. Now, right now, the bet goes into an unmatched state. This is basically saying nobody is going to take your odds at 1.48. Don't be so greedy, you're not going to get it. But we are, how far away from me for this game? I think this game's on the 13th, so this game's tomorrow. Am I going to get matched to 148? Judging on the way the market is, no, I don't think I am. So I can choose to either keep the bet at the start of the match, which is a very dangerous thing to do. I do not advise anybody to do this, because if Reading score first, the odds of Liverpool will rocket and our bet will actually go in, and that would be ridiculous. Or we cancel the bet in play. Right now, this bet is not going to get matched, so I'll just cancel this off here. And that was quite simple to do. You just literally hit cancel. Another great feature of Betfair and of the exchange is you get to see information that normal bookmakers would never let you see. And I'm talking betting volume across the exchange. So for those who didn't see how I do that, you just click on this little chart next to any of the selections, and this will be available on any market that you ever bet with on Betfair. This little icon will be there. You hit that icon, and it immediately brings up this grid that some people get very scared of when they see because they don't understand. But it's very simple. This chart is the history of the event, and you can change the different outcomes or the different possibilities using this little tab here. So right now, Betfair very kindly tells us that they've matched £102,246 on this event. Very nice. On Liverpool, 98,000 of that 102 has been traded on Liverpool. Gives you key indicators like the last price that it matched on, and you also have a ladder interface here where you can see the amount that is traded at certain prices and the amount available. So we can see here the amount traded at 121, 22, 23, 24, etc. And we can see how much is here available to back. I won't go into this too much, it can be quite confusing, but it's quite nice to see that there's 102,000 available to back at 1.19, and there is 3,449 available to lay at 1.28. This chart, though, is really where all the action happens. This is where we can see over time how the price has changed for Liverpool. So, if you take it here, I estimate it's where the betting started at the beginning. The price of 1,225 was for Liverpool, and as you can see, it's sort of gone up and down, but it's remained within this sort of small breakout period for some time. It's dipped down and it's laddered back. It's stayed around 1,225 for basically the majority of its life cycle. It's gone up slightly. It'll probably come down slightly as well. And these spikes here indicate the volume traded on that selection, and you have these numbers here, so 5, 10, 15, 20,000, and you can see the spike. So for instance, you can see a lot of money was traded when it was at this price, which is actually one of the lower prices. So you can see basically how the market works, and reading this information here is vital to any trader. I like the inverse axis function. When you hit it, it basically gives you an implied percentage chance of this selection winning the match. And this is all based on the odds. It's a calculation that Betfair makes, a very simple calculation where they convert the odds into a decimal. So right now, at these odds, the market estimates that that Liverpool has an 80% chance of winning this game. So if we select Reading, it tells a completely different story. Reading started off around 11, 12, dipped down at one point to around 7, 7.5, 8-ish. This could have been because of low liquidity in the market. Someone's got very unlucky there if they've got their money matched at that price, because then look, it rocketed all the way back up to around 17.5, and it's generally stayed within this area. I mean, this movement here is quite sporadic, and you can see there's a lot of movement there. I mean, for a really skilled trader, for somebody that knew that 18 was a high price, they could have backed to 18 and laid as low as 15.5 or 16, and they're already looking at profit on this game before it started, the day before it started. That's very clever, and that's something that all of us will pick up. we can see the volume spikes indicate that a lot of money has been traded at around 16. And we have a look at the current price now. Yeah, it's 16. Again, we'll invert the axis, and we can see the implied probability of Reading winning at the best has been 12%, is now around 6%. That is incorrect, and this is one of the flaws with people betting on the exchange, especially people that don't actually know what they're doing that well. I say this with a pinch of salt. I'm by no means a genius or master of the betting universe, but I understand what I'm doing, and in particular, I understand probability very well. There's no way that the implied probability of Reading winning this game is 6%. It's far too low. We've all seen upsets. I've seen ridiculous upsets in the last 2 days. For those of you that are watching this quite soon, Mali played Angola in the African Nations Cup, and Mali were 4-0 down with 79 minutes on the clock, and the final score ended 4-4. They scored 2 goals within injury time. It was an absolutely crazy match, and at times in that game, the price for a draw